So the first step, what's our first practical? We have to lead with values, not with rules. The first step for every company is stop using rules and compliance to control your staff. You need to have, instead of having human resources, which is a compliance department, you need to have values-based leadership. Why? I mean, rules destroy freedom. If you want people to think outside the box and innovate, they got to be free to do so. The name of my company is Base4, and we started it on 4 values, the things that were most important to us. Humility, honesty, respect, and fun. We tried very hard to have no rules in our company. We don't have an HR department. We don't have vacation policies. We don't have sick days. We don't have time off. We just ask everybody to work according to these values. We believe that if you get super talented people in one room and you give them freedom and focus, then their jobs will be fun and fruitful. I can say with great confidence that this method has worked in an incredible way. I mean, it's scary at first, and we've argued, hey, you need to have rules. And we said, no rules at all. We're just going to expect people to do their job and be awesome at it, and they did. Next step, the future of the AEC industry is going to be intense. It is. We need talented people and companies to focus on niche areas. The last thing that we need are jack of all trades, master of none. We need experts in niched area. My challenge to you, choose your niche. It should be the intersection of what you're good at, what you like, and what the market needs. My children think they're going to be singers, and I tell them every day, you're terrible singers. You got to be good at what you do, right? You got to hit the same nail on the head over and over and over until your expertise drives you into the world of innovation and automation. At Base4, for the last 5 years, we've only designed hotels. We used a very different model. We started off, we hit some bumps, but now we're designing 70, 80 hotels a year, and we're moving into an automated design process. Now we're starting to branch out. We're going into assisted living. We're going into modular design. We started a company called Mods4 and Vita4 for ALFs. Choose your niche, focus on your niche, become an expert, innovate, and then branch out. All right, next step, number 3. When you have sub-consultants, you have zero control on how they work in an ever-changing marketplace. You also are hiring people with very little incentive to be innovative, right? They're focusing all their efforts on winning the next job. According to McKinsey Global Institute, most individual players lack both the incentives and the scale to change their systems. So think about your sub-consultants. How can you start eliminating them one by one? How is that possible? And I know you're thinking that it's impossible, but just start thinking about it. It'd be hard to believe that a country would have an economy at all if you fired more than half the labor force. But that's what the Industrial Revolution did to the workforce in the 19th century. 200 years ago, 70% of our country lived and worked on a farm. Today, automation has eliminated all but 1% of those jobs. So actually in 100 years, we went from 70% of our country working in agriculture to 1%. Automation created hundreds of million jobs that no one ever thought about 100 years ago. And before the end of this century, 70% of our occupations will be replaced by AI. It's definitely happening, and we're going through the 4th revolution again. So we all must embrace technology, and we all must stop complaining about technology. We need to take time and study the concepts of what different technologies do. In my company, we talk every day about Revit, Basecamp, Smartsheet, 3D Max, virtual reality. We talk about Dynamo, Python, Mongo, Ruby on Rails, right? We talk about these things every day. All of the words I just said, you should know. Not only should you know those words, you should know how they apply to your industry. And when you do actually decide to move forward in technology, right, you have to understand you got to be committed, 100% committed. In 2014, we moved Base4 to 100% Revit. I had the IT department remove AutoCAD from everybody's computer because I was like, I'm done with this. No more AutoCAD. We're only using Revit. Now, from the complaints my staff gave me, you would have thought I was hurting their children. They were so angry. But you know what? We did it, right? And then in January 2018, we decided, hey, we have to get off email, right? We're going to move from email to Basecamp. And The operations team came back to me and they said, Garry, we need 6 months to move from one to the other. And I said, you have 2 weeks. Again, the complaints were unbelievable from everybody. This is impossible. But you know the crazy thing? We did it both times. We made the jump. It was totally successful. Later on in 2018, we pushed our clients to stop using email, right? And we said, you got to get on Basecamp. I explained to them, email is 30 years old. It is no longer a technology. Stop calling it a technology. It is a disaster. I have to beg my clients, please stop using email. Please stop texting me like we're 12-year-old girls. Stop it, right? We've got, these are silly actions. You have to stop them. All of my clients complained. All of our clients started using Basecamp. Now all of our clients love it, right? There can be no back doors with technology. You need to understand. You need to research. You need to run forward. You could find some good platforms. I use Basecamp. I like Smartsheet. There's some other stuff out there. You could start getting acclimated. Then you can actually, a lot of these programs have APIs or backends that you can program. You can hire someone to come in and program your own apps to run your own software. There's a lot of power. Basecamp is very cheap. I mean, these are not expensive things to do. The potential is unlimited and the cost is not that expensive. All right, next step, build departments. As you build your team, everyone has to have a unified vision. That's very important. You need a very clear vision. This is the direction we're going. But you need to have separate specialized departments. You must give those teams freedom to run their own departments, right? The keys to innovation are freedom and focus. After you set up the departments and you've got people working in departments, I suggest that you have a small operations department that determines how to move information from one to the other. So now you're saying to me, Garry, you know, we can't afford to hire all this staff. And I agree, I don't think that's a great idea. When we started Base4 and later on Mods4 and Vita4, right, what we had is each company, we had 30 departments in each company, and a lot of them were empty boxes on the org chart or one person leading 10 different departments, but at least we had the structure of knowing how we were going to fill out. And those departments really are the key to success. So that's a practical there, build departments.